All right, everyone. Welcome to today's charting session. Sa mga hindi pa po nakakaalam, what we do here is we typically look at either yung mga trending names. And when I say trending names, yung list po na yun is usually comprised of yung mga issues na either gumalaw ng malaki, whether to the upside or to the downside, mga malaki yung value traded, or generally minamatahan lang po ng mga tao, no? Also, tumatanggap din po tayo ng mga chart requests. So kapag meron po kayong mga requests, please feel free to post them in the comments section below. I promise that I do get to all of them eventually, no? And as I promised, this week we'll be discussing more of yung mga pangalan that do pique my interest here and there. And based on yesterday's charting session and the day before, we were looking at FCG, no? We will look at it again tomorrow at the close of the week to see where it is. But for today's session, since pre-recorded po siya, kaya siya pre-recorded is I wanted to get this video to you ng tamang oras, no? So pasensya na. So, as I said, hindi pa rin sobrang ayos yung schedule, but as you can see, medyo we're getting there, no? Konting ayos pa, konting tiyaga pa. So for this video, we'll start off with HTI. As I said, pre-recorded po to, so maaaring may kulang tayo ilang candles along the way. Maybe price moved up, maybe price moved down. But the general thing we do, which is scenario planning, will still be more or less in play, no? So what are we looking for here? Number one, pansinin muna natin that it is in a downtrend, that it has traded below IPO price and has stayed below IPO price. We have to acknowledge that first and foremost, no? So from here, what I want to see kung naghahanap tayo ng some type of reversal is for price to come back up and break above tong 1.4 more or less para mag-open up yung possibility na mabalikan tong 1.45, and if 1.45 breaks, then maybe hanggang 1.53. Itong range na to, no? Again, pasensya na, pangit yung drawing. Usually kapag sa ganito lower time frame, sa zoom in ako, pumapangit talaga eh. If however, mag-break tayo, mag-new low na naman tayo dito, then patuloy lang yung price exploration. Okay, hindi natin alam saan siya papunta. Wala tayong magagawa kung hindi maghintay. Paano natin makikita yon? Potential early signs. One potential early sign is if we pull back into 1.32, mag-hold yan, then we roll over. Pag gaganon, then medyo dehado tayo. It's gonna look for lower pa. So as I said, konting pasensya, konting hintay. Right now, okay, despite yung relative positive sentiment ng mga tao nung nag-close yung FCG nung Wednesday, parang hindi nag-reflect sa HTI, no? So let's see what happens from here. Tutuloy ba to pababa? Tutuloy ba to pataas? And we'll continue to observe and talk about this in the coming days/weeks. Alright? Next, tignan po natin yung EMP. Now, as mentioned, yung EMP, I think na chismis to na baka masama siya ulit sa index, no? Along with yung mga dito, Monday, or what have you. Now, from here, kanina, it tried to push higher. But before that, we came back into this red zone. Bakit important tong red zone na yan? Diyan kasi tayo nag-consolidate before, and ito yung last mini high among these highs, diba? Na doon tayo nag-break from here, then came back, tagged more or less tong area na to, then we pushed higher. Kanina, it tried to push higher pero binentahan tayo. Saan tayo binentahan? Dito sa area of minor consolidation na to. So again, madalas paint by the numbers yung itsura natin, no? You just have to get used to what to look for. So from there, what we're trying to see is number one, tutuloy ba to? Para tumuloy, we want to see a break above 21, and if we can break above 21, yung next potential target natin will be around 22. However, if we roll over from here, we break down itong low na to. That's at 18.8, no? If mabasag yan, tas itest natin underneath, mag-hold, roll over, then baka ang mangyari is balikan natin yung support na nag-form dito sa lows na to, nitong range na to from before. Okay? So that's around 17.5, no? Medyo renown off ko na. So baka mabalikan yung 17.5 na support, and if 17.5 breaks, then baka mabalikan natin tong lower area na to hanggang 6.46. Okay, if that happens, then I think it's gonna look a lot more bearish na. For now, let's see kung tutuloy. Yes, nagkabentahan, but in an area where we possibly anticipated na pwede naman talagang paguntugan ng presyo. Okay. Okay, so let's see kung in the next days to come, maybe tomorrow magpo-form to inside candle lang, meaning within the range of this candle, then let's see if it can break out from there. Kung hindi, nag-collapse, nabitin, then baka wala na. Baka nag-form na tayo ng high, low, lower high, then potential lower low. Okay, so let's see what happens from there. Next, tignan po natin yung FNI. So lately, medyo hot yung mga tao sa mga mining stocks, no? And FNI has been no different. However, we are still stuck within this larger range here. Okay, I realize we haven't looked at FNI in a while, no? So yun nga, we're stuck within this larger range here. And even that is trapped within this larger range pa rin dito. Yun yung mahirap sa mga ganito eh. Ang dami ng chop kasi na naganap. So even if price breaks out of a level, there's no guarantee na bigla na lang siyang pipitik. Kasi mga naipit dito, you have to think, you have to understand na, mga naipit dito before na talagang ayaw mag-cut for one reason or another, iisipin nila, pwede na ako makalabas ng buhay. So mag-sell na sila ng break-even, so hindi makakatuloy kasi nabebentahan eh. Diba? Same thing do sa mga naipit dito, mga naipit dyan. So again, yun yung problema kapag may mga areas of long-term consolidation na nagaganap. Kasi madalas mga tao iniisip nila, nagko-consolidate na, pwede na ako bumili. Tapos tight cut loss, tapos hindi rin naman nila ika-cut loss. Hihintayin nila na kung sakali mang bumalik, like so, nagkataon bumalik, doon nila ibebenta, tapos possible na mauntog. So that's what you have to watch out for kung mabasag man to the upside. I am not saying na mauuntog nga tayo dito. I'm just saying that the possibility exists na baka yung mga nag-ipon dito sa consolidation na to, lumabas just because makakalabas na sila ng buhay. Okay? However, let's say we do break above 2.34, next potential resistance natin will be at 2.5, then after that, 2.65. If sabihin natin from here, bumalik lang tayo dito sa range na to, then wala tayong ma-expect. Ma-expect lang natin is mag-hold ba tong support natin at 2 pesos? If mabasag yung 2 pesos, ang laki nito na pwede niyang kainin. Bakit ang laki? Kasi yung move up, ganun eh. Again, like ko sinasabi, usually, mga strong moves up like this, like yun nandito, di ba? Nakakain din kaagad. Parang ito, strong move up, nakain din. Pati ito, dinamay. Di ba? So, yun yung usually nangyayari. So, hindi ako magugulat na if mabasag yung 2 pesos, baka mag-accelerate din tayo pababa to the downside, papunta sa support around 1.4. But again, malayo pa yon. Tignan pa natin, bantayan po natin together. Let's see what happens moving forward. For now, we hope na mabuo yung bullish scenario natin na mag-close tayo above 2.34 and we can start the grind of pushing higher from there. Next, tignan po natin yung DMC. No? Now, DMC is a very requested stock. So, as we were discussing previously, nag-range tayo dito. We broke out of it. Then we said na may area of consolidation tayo here if you check our previous videos. And more or less sakto, dun nga tayo nauntog dito. Nag-find tayo ng resistance, price pushback into this prior ranges, previous resistance or highs na nag-act as support, and now we're trying to push from there again. So what we want to see from here is sana tumuloy na. Kung tumuloy ito, hopefully mabasag na tong white zone, and if that breaks, yung next level of resistance natin will be at 9.4, followed by 9.7. However, if we come back, break beneath tong 8.14 again, test it from underneath, mag-hold yan, tas bumaba, ma-break tong kung anumang swing low na yan, then highly likely we just come back to this previous range and stay there for the interim. Kasi siguro, ito, overshoot lang, hindi pa ready yung market to go up. So baka bumalik dito, then hihintayin na naman tayo on what it wants to do. Does it want to just stay there? Will it break beneath 7.25? If it does, it likely comes back to this white zone beneath. Will it just hold within this range? Will it break up agad? Hindi pa natin alam, no? Hihintayin po natin kung ano yung mangyayari and then we'll assess from there. For now, it's good na nag-hold to. Let's just see kung mag-continue yun. Kasi right now, di ba kung titignan nyo yung price, it's still within this candle here. Okay, so let's see what happens from there. And then finally, tignan po natin ang ABS. So ABS is also a requested chart. Now, before we talk technicals, pag-usapan po muna natin yung nangyari, no? So, nabalita na nabigay yung, kumbaga, signals or frequency ng ABS kay Sir Manny Villar, no? Now, we are not gonna talk politics in this channel because this is neither the time, the place, or the anything, okay, para pag-usapan yung ganon. So before we jump to conclusions, bago tayo makipag-away, bago tayo maghinanaing, just remind yourselves na kahit galit tayo, kahit di tayo galit, kahit na politically inclined tayo or hindi, there's a right time and place to talk about it, and this is not it. Alright? Now, back to technicals. Dahil doon sa pangyayari, price pushback and came back into this area of consolidation beneath. Now, ang tanong, will it bounce from there? Siyempre, just because may nangyari, it doesn't necessarily mean that ABS is dead. They can pivot and do other things that will still be profitable for them in the long run. Diba? We don't know. So kapag based on a purely technical standpoint, ang tanong lang naman dyan, kung mag-hold to at mag-bounce, ano yung mangyayari? Possible na mag-form tayo ng parang weird na head and shoulders dito, tas mag-push tayo to the downside from there. Okay? If mangyari yan, okay, maaaring mag-hold to sandali, pero mabasag din, only to see price come back into this white zone beneath. Whether or not that holds is almost irrelevant eh. Bakit almost irrelevant? Kasi kung mag-bounce man tayo rito, possible na mauntog tayo dito sa nag-accumulate na lows dito sa area na to eh. Diba? So, kahit na sabihin natin, bumasag siya, mag-bounce siya dito, maaring hindi worth our time to even bother trading this kasi ang baba ng pwede niyang pag-untugan. However, if from here we bounce, mabasag natin ulit tong high na to, then we might revisit yung 15 pesos na level, and if we can break 15, 16.86 yung next. Kung mabasag naman altogether to the downside, mabasag tong white zone, baka balikan natin yung support natin at around 10.9 to 11, and if mabasag pa yan, medyo delikado kasi eto diba, may up move na malakas, baka balikan lang tong area of consolidation beneath. So that's something we have to watch out for dito sa ABS-CBN. Okay? So, based from those scenarios, assuming, let's say, na nabili kayo nitong ABS dahil pataas siya dito, tapos hindi kayo nag-cut for one reason or another, hindi kayo na-hit yung trail stop or baka ayaw nyo lang, syempre, di ko naman kayo pwede pilitin, di ba? Just be wary of those potential scenarios that we discuss. Okay? Syempre, ayaw naman natin na kumbaga, from the frying pan into the fire. Okay? Also, the other thing is, alam ko tumaas yung GMA today. We're not gonna discuss that, but alam ko tumaas siya because yung view typically is, if it's bad for ABS, it must be good for GMA. Personally, and this is just me, okay? I am not a big believer in that. Okay? Hindi ko laging iniisip na, kapag masama to for company or person A, then it must be good for company or person X. Okay? I just don't think in those terms eh. So, kung ganon, and then you were able to trade GMA, papaalala ko lang sana, be sure to trail your stops accordingly para kung sakali man, diba? Kung sakali man na minor blip lang to, tapos biglang pull back ulit yung GMA, at least handa kayo. Alright? So, I just wanted to get that out there. Parang sinama ko na rin dito, parang mini bonus, no? Para sa inyong lahat. Alright? So guys, dito po nagtatapos yung video natin. I hope kahit papano ay nakatulong po to sa inyo and you found it educational kahit papano. Okay? And if so, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And as always guys, maraming salamat po sa panonood. I really appreciate it. Good luck and happy trading!